Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on BitChute, the name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Today we're going to be reading an article. J.J. Abrams insinuates Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker going through rewrites. Yes, apparently J.J. is still trying to make The Rise of Skywalker work, and yet the film's release is less than a month away. I don't think he can do it, and I think this movie is going to show what Abrams actually is, just a hack. But let's get into this article now. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker director J.J. Abrams insinuated the film is still going through rewrites, 71 days from its release date. In a lengthy interview with Rolling Stone, Abrams discussed his writing process with Chris Terrio, but also revealed Terrio is still in the studio, helping Abrams. Here's part of the article they wrote down, but the process has really just been as one might expect, talking through story, finding things that make us emotional, and going with our gut the best we can, listening to critiques and criticisms, and trying to make it better as we go, not being afraid of the better idea. The spin that J.J. Abrams is giving us is unbelievable. Him listening to critiques and criticisms, I really doubt that, especially after you see the movies and how they came out. If anyone actually were critical of them, he probably just fired them. Abrams then details the specifics of their writing process, detailing they would each go and write a scene and then compare afterwards. I really doubt that J.J. Abrams was that involved in the writing of The Rise of Skywalker, because he doesn't strike me as the type that works that hard. And this Chris Terrio guy, I doubt that he and J.J. were the only ones writing this script. It just sounds like spin from J.J. Abrams saying that he was mainly responsible for The Rise of Skywalker. Well, if this movie bombs, I'm sure he'll probably try to make excuses that it's all Chris Terrio's fault. Or he will bring up there were other writers on The Rise of Skywalker and blame them. I don't put it past J.J. Abrams to do something like that. Usually we talk through a scene and then we'll each go off and write a different scene. And then share them. And then do passes on each other's scenes and come up with something. J.J. says he writes scenes, but I still have my doubts about that. Then Abrams reveals Terrio is still in the studio helping in post, insinuating they are doing some rewrites on the film. And he's been great, not just in the writing of the movie, but during the movie and even in post, helping make it better, losing things that we keep trying to make work but don't, and realizing let's just cut it. He's here now, he's downstairs. Oh man, the sheer unbridled arrogance from J.J. Abrams. He sounds like he has all the answers, doesn't he? But if you saw an interview he and Kathleen Kennedy gave last month, well, if you go by the comments on that YouTube video, a lot of people were speculating that he was deeply depressed because his face just looked like it was, well, dead. I mean, he looked so depressed, both he and Kathleen Kennedy, they knew they had a bomb on their hands. At least that's what Doomcock said when he was making comments on that video. I'm pretty sure him or maybe Nerdrotic said that. Not only does Abrams insinuate they are rewriting the film, but Rolling Stone reveals the interview took place at Bad Robot in a green screen room that allows Abrams maximum movie tweaking flexibility. They also revealed that Abrams was actually doing reshoots on the film at the studio less than 80 days from its release date. And here we have more information on the fact that J.J. Abrams is still working on this movie when it should be in the can and ready to be seen by audiences. One major rumor has indicated that Abrams and Lucasfilm are actually reworking 75% of the entire movie. That rumor comes from, of course, Doomcock, who broke that story, and I'm really glad that Doomcock did that, because we need to know that they're basically giving us a turkey, and them working on 75% of the movie this late into production, that is a sign that this movie is going to bomb harder than Pearl Harbor, and I mean that. We have no idea how bad this movie is going to be. I have Star Wars info they are still shooting. They were having to remake almost the whole movie as what they tested as the movie was a complete pile of flopping shit. Words from Doomcock himself, and I have to agree. This movie is going to be a pile, all right. And this pile is not anything you'd want to have around you at all. I mean, come on here. What could Kathleen Kennedy, J.J. Abrams, or Rian Johnson actually make that anyone would actually want to see now? Not only did Abrams reveal Terrio was still in the studio, but he also seemingly debunked Kathleen Kennedy's statement that Star Wars does not have any source material to pull from. According to Abrams, Terrio is well versed in the extended universe. Oh look, it looks like a lying bitch has been found out to be lying, of course. Of course, Kathleen Kennedy, there is lore that you can draw your scripts and movies from. The extended universe lore. Only you got rid of it. Or at least you guys say you got rid of it. But you're probably going to give us a jerry-rigged and destroyed version of that lore, and I'm not happy to hear about that. He really is such a brilliant human, and the way he approaches everything is kind of scholarly. Whatever he's working on, he'll read up on it in a way that is so impressive. He will often carry with him a literal pile of books that he's reading. It was fascinating working with someone who was so well versed in the extended universe. What do you make of Abrams' comments? Do you believe he's insinuating rewrites are still happening, or do you think he's discussing typical post-production work? He probably thinks if he tells people he's still working on it, he gets some, well, pity cred for himself, but it just makes him look like he's incompetent. And, of course, Chris Terrio is being spun in a narrative that he's a scholarly individual who's a genius, apparently, and goes around with a big pile of books that he constantly looks at because he's such a hard worker. All of this is deflection from the fact that they're both sweating bullets because they know this movie will probably bomb because they can't figure out a way to end it on a satisfying note, what with their main villain, Snoke, being killed by Ron Johnson in his bid to please Kathleen Kennedy in their crusade to put agenda politics in everything that Disney now owns. Because Disney must be idiotic because they're listening to people who are just agenda-driven morons who don't care about profits. And Disney thinks by listening to these people, they will, well, make billions of dollars. In actuality, they're going to lose money as people are going to be driven away from this movie because it's full of politics they don't agree with and being told that they're racists and stupid idiots because they live in the Midwest or believe in God or just plainly disagree with them. Well, if they insist on doing that, they will have to reap the benefits of now going completely dirt poor in this world. You know, I always knew that Disney was going to try and Disney-fy the Marvel and Star Wars properties, but I'm pretty sure they're probably pulling all this stuff with agenda politics because, well, Bob Iger is being told by people on Twitter or people he has working for him who probably work his own Twitter channel, and they tell him that SJW politics will basically sell movies. And he believes it because he's not tech savvy, because he's an old boomer who has no idea how the world has changed, but still believes that it's still the 60s and that, well, social justice works and it makes you money. And for a long time, that ideology of making movies that appeals to the lowest common denominator, that everyone deserves a trophy, that everyone is equal, has worked and made Disney a lot of money over the years. But the thing is, no one is equal. Now, you don't have to be racist to say anything like that, but everyone is different. Every individual is different. They all have their own wants and needs. If you make everyone into one, or at least try to put them all into one box, all you will do is appeal to no one because you're trying to appeal to everyone. So make a movie, make a hero. It appeals to young boys because they love being strong heroes who do the right thing. Now, this hero can be a female, but don't make it a Mary Sue like Rey. Don't make it that it needs no man and that it's stronger than everyone and every man around it is a stupid moron. People don't like being talked down to, Disney, so stop this and you might be able to save this franchise. But I seriously doubt it. If you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube is going around unsubscribing people, so make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you have not subscribed, please subscribe to me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, read comics they're bad for you, then go over to BitChute and subscribe to my BitChute channel, Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. And if you could you please share this video, share it on Twitter and share it on Facebook, share it anywhere you you think it would do the most good, because YouTube isn't going around promoting their own YouTube creators anymore, and it would really help me if you could please share this video. Now listen closely, it's plug-in time again. Keep checking back in future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book, Scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.